I want to begin with asking few questions, and if your answer to these questions is a yes, then these next 15 minutes are going to be life-changing. Do you live in the same house with your partner but feel distant and disconnected? Do you and your partner love each other but feel annoyed, frustrated and resentful? Is your life good but you feel empty, bored and like something is missing in your relationship? And do you try to make things better but it ends in fights, tears or avoidance? I want to tell you something. You're not alone. You're not failing, and it's not too late. Hi, I'm Kamal Khurana, your relationship coach. After pursuing my engineering and management studies, I was always curious to know what is the path to happiness and love-filled relationships, for which I chose to pursue psychology. And there I learned that happiness comes from purposeful pursuit of goals. And for that, you need right understanding, your commitment to the cause, and the right efforts. Life is never a straight line. There will be problems in life. So you have two choices when you face problems. You can either continue to feel bogged down or you can take the lead, for which you need to break the big problem into smaller parts. When you break the problem in small parts, you get an opportunity to work on those small parts, and you can do that using the techniques. You have a choice to take lead. If you take lead and support your partner with whatever he or she needs, you will find your partner responding equally back to you. You will be able to create that friendship that you've aspired for from a long time. You have a choice to be united as a team and fight together as a couple with all the challenges that are there in your relationship, instead of using insensitive words, blaming, or doing careless actions to hurt each other. With my learning, I built a unique method. I call it the relationship square. It boosts friendship, love, and understanding in any relationship. We'll be talking about the relationship square method. Relationship square. It starts from owning, knowing, giving, and receiving. What you expect from your partner and from your relationship is what you receive. But it starts from owning. When you own your partner and you know what he or she needs from you or for himself or herself, and then you start giving or doing things for him or her, you will receive all that you expect from the relationship. Sounds very easy? Yes, it is. Only when you understand the concepts properly. Let's start from this first word, owning. Owning is a very abstract or a philosophical concept. So we need to first learn what is not owning. Not owning is actually disowning. When you disown means you do not think that the other is a part of you. And that's also judging. You have a judgment about that person in your mind. And also you carry hate. Now this feeling of hatred remains in your mind forever till the time you do not own the person. These negative feelings make you blame or criticize the other. And as a result, you get blame and criticism back from that person. Whenever that person is asking for something or has some need, you reject because you carry that feeling of hatred and judgment in your mind. Now because you are carrying that judgment and that hatred inside your heart for that person, whenever you have some need or you ask for something from that person, you get rejection in return. Isn't that fair? Besides carrying judgment and hatred, you may carry a false image of yourself that you are good and you always do good. And to add to this, you also may carry a self-image that you do selflessly for the person, thinking that you are good. Now when you do things for the other, having those feelings, you feel even more hatred for that person. If the other rejects your needs or demands, you cannot stop yourself from bursting out. When you own your partner, you cross that boundary and you enter into his or her world. And finally there is friendship, because then you would be doing things out of positive feelings for him or her. And then his or her world and your world will become one world. Now let me try hands-on mind reading. Yes, I can do mind reading. Here's your story. Whether you're a man or a woman, life cannot be everyday hunky-dory. Either of you can get into low emotions. Suppose the woman gets into low emotions, she starts feeling that she's not good enough. And then she nags and criticizes, thinking that by shouting or nagging, he will listen. When she shouts, he starts feeling that she's not appreciating him for his efforts. And then he gets into his shell. He feels that he's a failure and stops caring. His general reaction to her shouting and nagging is to run away. He pretends to be hard. Actually, he's weakest inside. He's too scared to say, "I need help." His running away is taken as ego and insensitivity on his part. And as a result, she feels that she's hated and left forever. She again thinks she's not good. Now what our eyes see is that he's hard, he's running away, and he's irrational. And she's nagging, criticizing. We need to work upon his sense of failure. He needs to go into shell. He thinks he's a failure. And she's not shouting or criticizing. She's actually feeling less about herself. She feels she's not good enough. Out of my experience with my clients and also my study of the subject, I have realized that there are different emotional needs of a man and of a woman. If your partner is a man, he may go into his low emotions because of his own challenges. And then you need to be nurturing him, encouraging him, giving him his space unconditionally. And then he'll come back to you, take care of you back again. And if you are a man, your woman may feel sad, she may feel lonely, she may feel irritated. And at that moment, you need to show compassion, give assurance, and be there in those emotions with her. And then she'll start nurturing you back again. Now let's understand the particular individual needs of your partner. So maybe you're aware of a list of needs that your partner has. Maybe he or she has shared them with you. What's more important is that you need to take care of those top 2 needs which are a priority for him or her. There may be a possibility that your partner has not shared certain needs with you. So it's very important for you to go and ask few questions to him or her to know those specific needs. You may say to me, "Kamal, I have asked these questions in the past, but it turned up into a fight." Do you know why? Because you never knew the relationship square. You never owned your partner while you were asking those questions. And also, you had a negative connotation because you wanted to save the relationship or the marriage. Here you're not thinking about saving anything. Here it's about creating friendship, and that too when you have owned your partner. You are just going to the next stage of the relationship square, knowing the partner's needs. Asking questions can be overwhelming because when you know your partner's need, you may get a pressure on your head that what if I'm not able to fulfill certain things? What will I do? And I know his or her needs. This is what he'll say. This is what she'll say. Let me make it easy for you. When your partner's told you a list of things that he or she wants you to do, there'll be things that you can do. You need to assure your partner there and then that certainly I'll do. When you assure him or her at that very point, he or she will feel so comfortable. At the same time, there'll be things that are tough and there'll be things that you cannot do. Now these 2 things can be a little tricky. So if there are things that are tough, you need to find a midway using the connection talk. Connection talk is a specific way to share each other's worlds, to find solutions to problems. So you will be able to find a midway using the connection talk on things that are tough. Now there'll be things that you cannot do. Of course, you cannot assure your partner for those things, and you cannot find midway for them. Now this is a gridlock. In a gridlock, what works is knowing the position of your partner and also expressing your position. You can do this using the connection talk. It'll help you both get a common understanding of what is there, and then there'll be possibility to create some solution. Let's learn what does giving love mean. So if this is your partner and this is you, I have a question for you. Tell me, is the gap because of you or your partner? I know you. You will say the gap is because of my partner. And my answer is wrong. The partner is away from you because you did not take lead. If you take lead, the gap is gone, isn't it? But in reality, I have a good news for you. If you go take a lead, come close to your partner, by default, your partner will also come and return love. This is my promise to you. Now, receiving love is as important as giving love. Receiving love has to do with two parts. One, cherishing the positive changes in your partner. The good things that your partner will start doing, obviously, as a result of all the work, all the effort that you have put in the relationship. And the second part is asking for what you want from your partner. By asking what you want for yourself, you're being authentic to yourself, to your partner, and to your relationship. So you need to learn this technique, and I call it the connection talk. To learn how to ask for what you want, let's first learn what are the faulty patterns in our communication. If you do not ask for what you want, your partner can never imagine, and as a result, there'll be fights. And you think by shouting at him, you're gonna get what you need. You are mistaken. You are in the shouting fallacy. He may be silent for a few days. He may do certain things for you the way you want. Please remember that shouting doesn't work for too long. Eventually, all the shouting turns into massive fights. The solution is you need to ask if the other is okay to talk at that point. You can check about the other's comfort by using statements like, "Are you okay for a discussion? Is it a good time to discuss? I want to share something with you. Are you okay to talk now?" Then you need to share your need using the connection talk. And finally, you also have to allow your partner to react and then solve the problem. Because when you give that time for grumbling, your partner may say some things which might hurt you, and you do not have to judge your partner at that point. You do not have to react. You do not need to solve that differentness in thoughts or opinions at that point. All you need to do is just listen to your partner. While all of us know that we should think positive, at the same time, we all get in the trap of mind. Going into the loop of negative thinking is normal, but knowing how to get out of it is important. Our mind can think negative in the 6 possible ways. Thinking of the past, jealousy, obsession with partner, overdoing, agreement, disagreement, domination and submission. Now let us learn more of what goes wrong. So at a base level, our mind only thinks in 2 states, thinking negative or thinking positive. When we think negative, we react. And as a result, our partner also fights back. And the other choice is to think positive. When we think positive, we collaborate and create friendship. We have learned the relationship square method on how to create friendship. There can be a third person between the two of you. You need to learn how to handle this third person in the relationship. Also, there can be issues related to in-laws, and you need to learn how to solve the money matter in your relationship. You need to learn how to cross this parenting hurdle. You also need to learn how to enhance emotional and physical intimacy. Maybe you are going through some of these situations in the present. If not, knowing about how to deal with them will be helpful in future. This program has given you an opportunity to step out of your shoe and understand what's happening in your relationship. You got to know those dynamics that are underplaying. The problem is not the behavior. The problem is that both of you are badly hurt and feel alone. So take the lead and support your partner the way you want to be supported. Thousands of my friends like you have created the results, and they're celebrating their love-filled relationships. The complete course on creating relationships provides instant, tailored, and actionable DIY solutions to boost friendship, understanding, and affection. And you know what? It costs next to nothing. This course removes ambiguity in your life, and finally, you feel positively lighter inside. Angela opted for the main course, and this is what she said. At the end of this course, I'm feeling positive and joyful. I have learned facts about the mind and self. We've had more than 55,000 enrollments in our courses, having more than 15 years of an experience in the industry. And also, we've seen over 5,000 clients in person. Daniel opted the main course, and this is what he said. It was just good and peaceful and self-empowering experience. Thank you. This course combines the best practices from modern psychology, coaching principles, spirituality, and management sciences, so that it can help you solve life's biggest problems in your own way. And opted the main course, and this is what he had to say. I felt peace in that I'm able to control how I feel by putting the issue in front of me and isolate my feelings so I can solve it without feeling so down or weak. In the complete course, which is a paid course, you will learn how to implement the relationship square method to rebuild your relationship with a fresh start. You can watch the course at your own pace and choose solutions that fit you the best. You get proven actionable steps that deliver noticeable results right away. And you need only 10 to 20 minutes to complete daily actions. So you have all the power in your hands. Unlike talk therapy, where you relive your past over and over again, this program helps you focus on your relationship goals. And opted the full course. And this is what she said. This course showed me to view myself from a different perspective. Of that, I'm grateful. I have shared many secrets, many tricks to transform your relationships from fights to support, understanding, and love. You will learn how you can build a new you in the relationship, how you can reap the results of your investment in the relationship so far. You will learn how you can attract all the support from your partner that you've been longing for. Corinne opted the main course, and she said, the course was very helpful and I will apply the techniques. Enrolling in this course on creating relationships will answer questions like, why I'm in trouble? What am I doing wrong? What am I not doing? And what can I do to solve my problems? This course has 3+ hours of video content. It has checklists, tools, and resources. I often hear people say, it's a lot of money. It will take so much of time. I can't afford it. I need some time to decide whether I want to buy it or not. And my simple answer to them is, you spend so much more everywhere. You spend on your boss, on your teams, in your social groups, on your friends, everywhere. You own everyone. And now is the time to own your partner as well, your relationship as well. So make this investment and turn around your relationship. Jackie shared her experience. She said, an easy-to-use technique helped me the very next day that I had learned it. Be grateful that you have a chance to even consider this course. There are people whose partners have left them or filed for divorce or maybe found someone else. They don't even know that they could have saved their relationships. Had they known that there is a way, they would have loved to be in your position. You have a chance to create a love-filled relationship with your partner. You deserve it. You have invested so much in your relationship, in your partner. Either way, you'll be making a decision. Either you'll be making a decision to continue with the problems that you have in your relationship, which will get worsened and impact your health, your finances, your career, or you'll be making a decision to buy this course and transform it all completely. Come on, you deserve it. You deserve all the love. Either way, it'll be costing you. Now the big question is whether you want to make a decision to get what you deserve, what you need at this point in time, which in any way you will be buying or working on later in future at some point in time, or you make a decision to continue the problems and go in the downward loop in your relationship. The choice is yours. Catherine also opted the main course, and she said, this course is good for any situation, and I found it easy to listen to and apply. Belinda opted the main course, and this is what she said. All I can say is, wow, what I just listened to was my life right now. It spoke exactly on how I feel in details. I now have the solution to my problem. That is, change my thought pattern. I am in shock right now, but I'm so grateful because I needed to hear everything that was said. Thank you. Ben Franklin, one of the founding fathers of America, when faced with a big decision to make, would actually sit down and pull out a sheet of paper and write down the advantages of making that decision and the disadvantages of making that decision. Similarly, I encourage you to pull out a sheet of paper and write down the benefits of investing your effort, time, and money in making your relationship work and the negatives of making your relationship work. If the positives of making your relationship work outweigh the negatives, then I would recommend you to buy this course. Click the button and book your course.